There you go. That was the ultimate, and he actually dies for it. Oh, it's just an execution, no problem. So no gold to the opponents, no experience to the opponents. And yeah, the shadow can actually help you because, well, it's a minion you can control with your Alt key. Don't know the keys for the Mac, but yeah, I find it a pretty useful thing, especially if you get a nice character that does a lot of damage. You can take out turrets quite quickly, and if you get a tank, you can have it tank the turret fire, because the characters or the shadow gets exactly the same amount of HP and the same abilities as your as the normal champ. So you basically have a copy of the champ. It only lasts for 30 seconds, so you have to be quite aggressive if you want to use it and immediately start using it. But yeah, if you would get one of the AD carries, you can easily take out a turret with it. And if you get a tank, as I said, if you get Blitzcrank, for example, he does have his innate ability, the mana barrier, and your shadow has that same ability. So it will actually, when it's almost dead, it will get a mana barrier, and it can take a lot more damage now. So anyway, that's the skills. Yeah, useful things on... oh, that's not good. Useful things on Mordekaiser are, of course, AP, but also things like spell vamp, because, well, you only charge up your shield with your ability. It would be very nice to also have, yeah, your life coming back, and that's why people go for, yeah, for example, now Hexac Gunblade, because of the spell vamp. And of course the lifesteal is nice too, but that's really not the major thing. The major thing is the spell vamp here, because all of your skills are, well, magic damage. And as I said, you not only recharge your shield then, you also recharge your HP. And yeah, it's at the moment it's quite even. It's 15 to 15, and Mordekaiser is 4 and 2. Jarvan is not playing the best game of his life, and well, Mordekaiser is a great farmer. He can kill minions without any problems at all. Yeah, you have to get used to the fact that yeah, most of your last hits are going to come from your E instead of from your normal auto attacks, because if you use only basic attacks to kill minions, you're going to be exposed quite a lot, and if you use your E to last hit, you are going to get a lot of last hits and also a lot of shield. So there's a lot of fighting going on in this match, and that's because both teams have pretty tanky heroes and they can fight quite a lot. And there we go, there's the shadow from of Blitzcrank. So the shadow actually killing someone. And yeah, the shadow will time out in a few seconds, so we will not see it, the mana shield probably, or the mana barrier. And there we go. Anyway, yeah, let's get into this this game a little bit, because, well, early games normally are quite boring. It's not completely boring, but it's not very exciting either. Yeah, that was really... I don't know why he did that. That was really, I really don't understand that. Because he got out of that okay, and then he ran back in for no reason. He had no chance of actually killing the Amumu. And the Amumu, of course, has his ultimate plus his Q to stun you in turret range. So there is not a lot you can do about that. So basically giving away free kill here. And does pick up a needlessly large rod already. And yeah, that is of course quite nice, because that increases all of the abilities. So we see 15% plus 9 spell penetration, and then 25% spell vamp. Not a lot of cooldown reduction, and Mordekaiser can do very well with cooldown reduction, because as you might have noticed, since this is his shield bar, he doesn't use mana. And instead of that, he uses his health. So early game, the health cost can be quite significant. Later game, so where we are now basically, it really doesn't matter anymore. So I don't know whether they should make the skills more cost more health, or just ignore the health altogether if they build a hero like this. Because with for example Mundo, you get a totally different feeling there, because you have the like channel spell, the W, I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Where you get the big balls of fire around you. That one actually hurts if you keep it on in the late game. So Mordekaiser with quite a decent attack speed, actually, 0.95. Actually has no trouble killing the turret. And yeah, he wasted his flash there, I think. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, he has the Hexag Gunblades to get some additional attack damage, and yeah, no attack speed, so the attack speed is really from him. So Brand getting at least the kill back, I guess. Don't know why he jumped in there. It's yeah, it's kind of risky. By the way, I as I said, I was watching DreamHack earlier, and during some of these matches, the commentators said some pretty crazy things, and I really don't agree with them. And I really wish there would be somewhere that I could vent my opinion on that, except for the forums, of course, because the forums nobody reads them. But for example, we had well, in the bottom lane, there was some harassment going off, and then the Ashe on the purple team, she flashed behind the turret to get the kill on, I think it was a Caitlyn or something, and actually getting the kill. But then Soraka, who was also in the bottom lane, got the kill on Ashe. And the commentator said that it was totally worth it. So that it was really good thing to do. And in my opinion, it was a really stupid thing to do, because the one that died, yeah, let's just say it's Caitlyn. So the Caitlyn actually had to go back anyway, or had to be healed up by Soraka, and that way stayed out of the lane quite a bit, so they could actually zone her. And now, instead of that, you're going to trade your full health champion, because Ashe was still full health, for virtually 0 health champion, and you're going to lose your yeah, the time you can farm, basically, that your opponent, so the enemy DPS champion, cannot farm. I mean, this Ashe or this Caitlyn could have never farmed, because well, if you're very low health, you cannot really overextend to get to the minions. But it's these details that the commentators need to understand, and also they in the last match I just watched in the semi-finals, the first semi-finals, one of the commentators was completely amazed by the fact that Warwick could take on 4 champions or 3 champions for quite a long time actually before he backed off. But he totally missed the fact that they used all of their cooldowns already, so they had no spells off cooldown, they had no mana, basically they couldn't do anything, and that's the only reason that Warwick could stay in. But yeah, to me that is not the way to be as a commentator. I mean, I'm trying to be as accurate as possible and not to I'm trying to be informative instead of just shouting something and then not really understanding what's going on. Because these pro gamers even make quite a lot of mistakes. It's just that they play a lot more games, so they make smaller mistakes, but they still make a lot of mistakes. And one of the key things is that they really don't understand every aspect of the game. For example, Hotshot never knew that until very recently that if you die multiple times and then get 1 kill, that your the gold you're worth to your opponent is reset to 300. Well, to me that was kind of something I noticed very early on, because in the early stages of the game, so when you're really new to the game, you get a lot of games with let's call them total noobs, people who go 0 and 5 early game, and once they go 0 and 5 and they get 1 kill, so they're 1 and 5 then, and you kill them, they're back up to 300, and you should immediately notice that. And it's also the reason why it's good to have a tank that doesn't get any kills. And still, there is no pro team that actually uses that actually has a tank that can just die, because it's no problem, because you're only worth 90 gold as long as you don't get kills, and as long as you get killed more than 8 times. And that of course would make the game a whole lot more dynamic, because then you're sacrificing your one champion to gain an advantage on other champions, and that would make for a completely different play. So this game kind of spiraled out of control, because our Mordekaiser has made quite a mess of the opponent's team together with the brand. And for example, if this Jarvan hadn't picked up this 1 kill, it would have been so much better. I mean, if he now dies, he's worth 300 again, or I don't know if he already died after he killed someone, but this game is basically for most summoners, it's all about just killing and not about the actual tactics. And that's because there's not a lot of tactical decision making in this game. But I discussed that previously in one of my videos, that it would be so much cooler if the turrets actually gave money to your opponents when you kill them. So if you destroy a turret, your opponents get money, because that way it makes a tactical decision whether or not you want to kill them. But now, whatever you do, if you kill them, you gain an advantage. You gain even more of an advantage than you already had. So yeah, he was just suiciding here because this game is over. And I didn't discuss the game at all, so I hope you don't mind too much. Yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Go watch the stream. GG.